4 videos, I suggest checking them out so that you can use them as building blocks to get to this point. My name's Gretchen from Balance to the Core, and today we are going to talk rotation. So rotation is super important because what tends to happen is we're stronger on one side, and so on the weak side we can start to sort of use our body in poor mechanics, and then injury can happen. So it's really important to keep both sides of our body as equal in strength. I've said before in prior videos, when I had my babies, I always held them on the same side, and that was really tough when I was trying to rebalance my body. I'm still struggling on one side. And also we do a lot in our day that involves rotation, from picking things up to, driving when we're looking back behind us and stuff. So it's very important to understand how to properly rotate. So we're going to start seated today. So what I want you to do is sit with your legs straight out, straight out in front of you. So get your legs straight out in front of you. And if you have a hard time getting your pelvis neutral, remember you can always stack yourself onto cushions, or you can sit on a chair, you can sit on yoga blocks, whatever works for you. So let's get those legs straight in front of us, reach your arms straight in front of you, and let's get nice and tall. So we've done this exercise before, spine stretch forward. So take an inhale here. On your exhale, dive forward as you keep your neutral pelvis. And then inhale, stack it up through the spine as you get tall. Take an inhale to prepare. Open those ribs out to the sides. And then exhale, draw your belly out back as you flex your body forward. Inhale it up. So just focus really here on flexion and just keeping your pelvis upright and vertical. And up. 2 more times. Breathe in, lift your waist nice and tall. And exhale, flex. Inhale it up. And exhale, flex. And roll it up. Bring those arms down. And now what I want you to do is take your legs straight in front of you. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to actually start with our legs crossed. It's a little bit easier to teach this way. So sit up nice and tall with your neutral pelvis. And then all I want you to do is sort of place your hands one on top of the other right on your heart or your chest. And what you're going to do is you're going to just rotate your chest and hands to one side. And as you do this, you're going to notice that your ribs are rotating around your spine. It's not your arms, it's not your shoulders, it's your actual rib cage. And then come to center. So I cue it a lot, rotate your chest, but it's really your ribs that are doing it, and then come to center. So the axis is your spine, and you're just feeling like your ribs, 360 degrees around, rotate. Now what you want to make sure that you're doing is you're keeping your neutral pelvis, so you're not flexing back. You want to almost in your mind think getting taller, and that's going to prevent the release back. Okay, so now you can do it with the arms out to the sides. So you're rotating your ribs, and why I say rotate ribs, because what I see a lot is this. So it's just arms. You really want to make your ribs do it as you keep your arms the same distance away. So just really picture the ribs doing it. And use your breath. And then come to center. All right, so now we're going to stretch those legs out to the sides. And I love this because it's a good way to see if you're really twisting properly and not twisting from the hips. So flex your feet in front of you. Sit up nice and tall. If you need to bend your knees, bend your knees. You want neutral pelvis. And then just rotate 1, 2, 3, and come to center. And what I want you to do is really make sure your feet stay side by side. So what I see a lot is one foot goes in front, and what happens is your hip is pulled back. Your other leg is stable, but you're sort of twisting, over twisting. So really keep your legs centered and twist. And and twist. So as you twist, you almost want to feel yourself pushing your heels forward. One more each side. Should feel like work. Working those obliques. And then release. Good. All right, so from here, what I want you to do is go to all fours. So your hands go right underneath your shoulders, your knees go under your hips. So now we're going to add some rotation as we're on all fours. So if you place your hand right underneath your forehead, you really have to use some stability power here to stay on 3 points. So what you're going to do is you're going to rotate your ribs as you open up your chest to one side, keeping a neutral pelvis. And then come to center. So really feel that axis on the spine. You have to push into that bottom arm. So push the bottom arm down as you reach the top elbow up. Inhale as you open. Exhale as you close. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Last time. Make sure you're wrapping in that corset. And then come to center and release it down. We're going to go to the other side. Stable on all 3 points. Hand on the forehead. And then just open it up. Be careful the pelvis doesn't move with you. You're rotating at the ribs. Inhale and exhale. Push your bottom arm down as your top elbow reaches up. Your shoulders stay in place. Try 3 more here. Inhale, 3 and close. 2. Tighten up that belly, pull the belly button in. And 1. Good job, and release it back. All right, final series is I want you to lie down on your back. So let's take your hands behind your head, take your feet so they're sit bone distant, and find your neutral pelvis. I want you to come up with your chest lift, so you know how to do that now. Neutral pelvis, flex up at the chest. So in order to rotate, what you're going to do is you're going to think about taking your left rib cage over towards your right hip. Now, as you do that, you want to make sure your pelvis didn't rotate with you, so keep your pelvis neutral. Also, push your right ribs into the mat and keep your elbows wide. So that's a chest lift with a rotation. Now come back to center, stay chest lifted, and then bring your right rib cage over to your left hip. Make sure the pelvis stays neutral. Drop your left ribs into the mat and open up your elbows. So try it. So you're just rotating the ribs, but it takes a lot of concentration. So you're keeping your collarbone wide, right rib to left hip, wide collarbone. Ground your left side into the mat and try to come up higher. Good, and then come to center. You're flexing at the chest. As you go over, try to come up higher without moving the pelvis. And center and over. Focus on keeping the elbows wide. They shouldn't move with you. Your elbow's not the one reaching over. It's coming from the flexion and the rib cage. To center and over. All right, so come to center, and we're going to try the same thing at tabletop, and notice how much more challenging it is. Inhale, exhale, get those legs up, and keep that neutral spine. Inhale, exhale, chest lift, everything stays neutral, and again, bring the rib over to the hip, keep the elbows wide, and flex up higher. Come to center, and we're going to pick up the speed a little bit, but see if you can keep those same principles. A lot of focus. Center and rotate. Center and rotate. It doesn't take a lot of movement to feel all the work. But notice when you're keeping all your principles, how hard it is, right? That's why 10 reps, that's all you need. Really keep the pelvis neutral. Remember to ground the bottom ribs as you pull the opposite rib to the hip. Elbows wide, flexing at the chest. One more each side. And come to center. And we didn't even add the legs yet. All right, so hopefully this was helpful for you. If you liked the video, please give it a like. If you want to subscribe to this channel, would love to have you. Please subscribe. And if you want full workouts, feel free to check out my core club. I'll put the link here in the description for you. Your first 2 weeks are free, so you can try it out and see if you even like it. So thanks so much for joining me today, and I will see you for our last video next week. All right, thanks so much. Bye-bye.